hundreds of scientists saying tonight it is visual proof of global warming.
Now the new climate change report just released.
Now to a dire warning about climate change.
Another climate report and more bad news.
The impact of climate change is dangerous, and it is already being felt.
It is the most extensive warning yet on the risks of rising global temperatures.
We cannot live as if climate change is not happening. We have to act and stop it now before it's too late.
In February 2019, NASA released a video in their official YouTube channel, which immediately became a global headline. This data showed that in just last 35 years, Earth's global temperature has increased by 1 degree Celsius, while most of the warming occurred after 2011. This change in temperature has a significant negative impact on our climate, resulting in rising of sea level, change of rainfall, increase of greenhouse gases, and most importantly, melting of icebergs. This data showed that Antarctica is losing 40 to 250 gigatons of ice each year. To better understand the impacts of climate change in Antarctica, Raj Phukon of Nagaon district of Assam traveled to Antarctica.
I always wanted to travel for a cause. So in 2013, when Robert Swan sent me the invitation to accompany him and a team of scientists, corporate leaders and civil society to the Antarctic, it was like a dream come true for me. It was the International Antarctic Expedition that I was supposed to go on, and it really opened a entirely new door for me to learn about what's happening in the most remote continent in the world. So every time people ask me, what was your first impression about Antarctic? Yes, penguins, of course. I always wanted to see penguins, and they were there to welcome us. But what actually struck me was the huge number of bones that are littered on the beaches of Antarctica. Then I realized that these are all remains of a time when hunting was rampant in Antarctica. So even the most remotest place on Earth, Antarctica, was not free from human influence. Getting to Antarctica is quite a long journey. We had to change a lot of flights, and finally we reached the southernmost city in the world, Ushuaia. And from Ushuaia we had to board a ship called the Sea Spirit. And then we crossed the Drake Passage, which is supposed to be the toughest oceans in the world. So it was quite a very challenging, because I was not used to that. One fine morning, we were woken up very early and we were called on the deck. And then Robert Swan himself was there, and he asked all of us, how many of you believe in climate change?
How many people here believe in climate change? Good. In 2002, the Larsen B ice shelf broke away, and the pieces of ice from that ice shelf drifted north to where we are here. And 10 years ago, people did not believe that climate change was happening. Now you're going to see it with your own eyes. A piece of ice that should not be here.
We should save Antarctica because it's the most unique environment in the world. There's nothing like it anywhere else. We just saw a glacier going down live, and it's just amazing. We're in the middle of whales and seals and penguins, and it's not there anywhere else in the world. So we have to save Antarctica.
Many people did not believe that climate change was happening. But now there is a consensus. That was 2013. So there was already a consensus that climate change is already affecting the polar regions, and the consequences are being felt by people around the world. So the Antarctic Peninsula has warmed by about 5 degrees Celsius in the last 50 years. It was at Antarctica I realized that global sea level rise is actually a real phenomenon. And when I grew up in the middle of the Assam movement, I used to think like, why would people from another country want to come and disturb the peace in my region. And at Antarctica, I realized that these people are actually displaced people who have been displaced by rising sea levels, by salinization of their farmlands. So yeah, the Antarctic ice sheets are on a landmass. The faster they melt, the faster it's going to add up to the sea level rise.
According to a report by NASA, sea ice of Arctic is decreasing faster than we can ever imagine. The report states that from the year 1979 to 2013, Arctic has lost its almost 1/4 of sea ice. When Arctic is losing sea ice, permafrost has also started melting, resulting in release of methane and other poisonous gases.
All these years I have been hearing about how the Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet. And moreover, the Arctic has people. Unlike the Antarctic, the ice in the North Polar region is on the sea, and the melting of the sea ice actually affects global weather. So I wanted to go to the Arctic and find out for myself, see for myself what's happening. I hear about permafrost, but I found it very difficult to understand permafrost without actually going and seeing it there. Therefore, I went on 3 different expeditions to the Arctic region. Since I accompanied the team of experts from the National Geographic and other scientists who are experts in their respective fields, and we were on board the National Geographic Explorer. I landed at Longyear Bend, which is the northernmost city in the world, and that's considered to be the front line of climate change.
Due to climate change, several species found in the polar region are now in the brink of extinction.
The polar regions are considered to be the air conditioners of the planet. So what happens in the polar regions does not stay in the polar regions. What happens in the Arctic affects us all. For example, the jet stream is becoming wavier because of the warm ocean currents. And because of that, in some regions of the world you get this extreme cold waves, and in some other regions you get the heat waves. So these kind of extreme anomalies in weather is happening because the Arctic sea ice melting is affecting how the ocean currents are moving. That's also having great implications for the Indian monsoon. There has been a perceptible change in precipitation patterns. Rainfall has become unpredictable. Sometimes we are getting a lot of rainfall in one smaller period of time than been spread out like in the past, which is affecting farmers, which is affecting produce, which is affecting the harvest productivity. I think it is also affecting the fisher folks. So yes, we are seeing climate change impact in the micro level in Assam as well as elsewhere. In December at COP24 in Katowice, the Indian delegation actually named Assam and Mizoram as the 2 most vulnerable states in the entire Himalayan region. And why is that? Is because there is a predicted change of rainfall patterns, there is a predicted loss of glaciers in the eastern Himalayas, which is going to impact water supply in the entire region. In fact, we are likely to be one of the regions where we can see water wars, because there will be water scarcity. Where there is abundance now, it is almost unthinkable that Assam, where we see water all around us, could be a hotspot of water wars in the future. There is no way of debating about whether climate changes are happening now or not. We are seeing the consequences all around us. There are fires in the Arctic. There are massive cyclonic storms where island nations are at the threat of drowning from rising sea levels. All this is happening. Millions are dying because of droughts, because of a lack of food, because of floods in the most unlikely of places, and we cannot still be debating whether climate change is real. This is climate change, it's happening all around us. The science is clear, the evidence is there. We cannot live as if climate change is not happening. We have to act and stop it now before it's too late.
when most parts of the country are struggling with shortage of water. Assam is one of the highest rainfall recipient states in the country, following Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Arunachal Pradesh. Majority of the population relies on the groundwater for drinking in the form of traditional well or tube well. Though Assam receives high rainfall and filled with many rivers and tributaries, still Assam is not in the safe zone.
The water that we are drinking every day, are they pure enough? I'm sure this question has really disturbed your mind. Well, it was brought to our notice that in Assam, it's a great problem for the grave underground water contamination.
There is an unseen poison in the groundwater, affecting tens of millions of people. While consuming groundwater, this odorless and invisible element causes different life-threatening diseases. Arsenic is a deadly poisonous water contaminant, a group 5 element of the periodic table.
Arsenicor সমস্যাটো বেছি গভীৰ হৈছে এটো কাৰণে যে ইয়াৰ কাৰণে যিখিনি মানুহ ভুগি আছে যিখিনি মানুহে ভুগি আছে বা যিখিনি মানুহে আৰ্ছেনিক থকা পানী গম পায়ো বা গম নোপোৱাকৈও খাই আছে সেই মানুহখিনিৰ কাৰণে ইয়াৰ কোনো অদূৰ ভৱিষ্যতে আমি কোনো নিৰাময়ৰ ইয়াৰ উপায় দেখা নাই।
Out of 31 districts of Assam, 24 districts are affected with arsenic contamination. According to an official data reported by the Assam Tribune, about 2.912 million people in Assam are at the high risk of arsenic poisoning.
খোৱাপানীৰ আৰ্ছেনিকৰ সমস্যাটো সমস্যাটোৰ জটিলতাৰ আৰু এটা কাৰণ হ'ল কি আৰ্ছেনিক পানীত আছে নে নাই সেই বিষয়ে আমি সহজে জানিব নোৱাৰো কিয়নো ইয়াৰ কোনো গন্ধ নাই বা ইয়াৰ কোনো ৰং নাই আইৰন থাকিলে পানীত যেনেকৈ আমি আইৰন আছে বুলি গম পাওঁ কিছু সময়ৰ পিছত আইৰনৰ গেট পৰি যায় আৰ্ছেনিকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত তেনেকুৱা নহয় গতিকে আৰ্ছেনিক আছে নে নাই জানিব নোৱাৰাটো এটা ডাঙৰ সমস্যা।
Ingestion of arsenic contaminated water causes skin lesions, neurological disorders and stillborn births. Long-term ingestion of arsenic causes cancer and eventual death.
আমার ঘরতে আমার নিজের ফাদারর আজি ভরিতে টেমুনা আছে টেমুনাতে হওয়ার মোটামুটি বিয়ারে মানে 8 বছর মান হল তাতে মই ডক্টর টাকা নিছিলো নেতে পরীক্ষা নিরীক্ষা কৰি বলে এটো পানীৰ কাৰণে যে ওয়াটাৰ পানীটো বহুত বেয়া আৰু কাৰণে এটো টেমুনাটো আপোনালোকৰ এটো হৈছে এটা কি কৰিব অপাৰেশ্যন কৰিব যেতিয়া টকা পইচা নাই মই অপাৰেশ্যন কৰিব নহলে এনেকৈ আছে মই পৰীক্ষা কৰিলে গম পালো যে হেৰি এয়াৰ কেঞ্চাৰ আছে গতিকে মই পইচা বাবদ হেৰি কৰিব নোৱাৰিলো।
Arsenic often found in minerals. Groundwater contamination by arsenic is a natural occurring process. When a rock containing arsenic comes in direct contact of groundwater, it does not affect the water, as most forms of the minerals are not soluble in water. But in the presence of microbial organisms and organic carbon, it takes out the oxygen and breaks down the mineral, resulting release of arsenic to the water. Though arsenic contamination occurs naturally, but human activities can accelerate this. Rapid rate of well digging for irrigation and also as a source of drinking changes the groundwater flow pattern and can introduce more organic carbon, which accelerates the arsenic release process. Many scientists or professionals claim that arsenic can be easily detected by the techniques available in the market. But the reality is far from it.
আৰ্ছেনিক আছে নে নাই কেনেকৈ কোট পৰীক্ষাগাৰত পৰীক্ষা কৰাৰ সমস্যাটো এই পৰীক্ষা কৰাটো বৰ জটিল কাম কাৰণ আৰ্ছেনিক টেষ্ট কৰা কোনোটো পদ্ধতিয়ে খুব সঠিকভাৱে আৰ্ছেনিক দিব নোৱাৰে আৰ্ছেনিক নিৰ্ধাৰণ কৰিব নোৱাৰে।
In 2004, news of arsenic-contaminated water created public panic in Assam. That's when Dr. Robin Kumar Dutta, professor of Department of Chemical Science of Tezpur University, started his extensive research to detect and filter arsenic from drinking water. During his time of research, several techniques for arsenic removal were present, such as reverse osmosis, nano-absorbent and laterite filter, coagulation absorption, etc. But these techniques were so sophisticated that no household can use these techniques except government or corporate groups. With the financial support from the Department of Science and Technology of Government of India, Dr. Robin Dutta got the breakthrough in his research in 2010. He discovered an arsenic filter technique cost-effective, sustainable, and anyone can use it. This technique is so economical that filtering 100 liters costs only 1 rupee. He named his filter technique as Asiron Nilogon. On 2017, his filter technique was patented.
আৰু এটো আপুনি কৰিবলে মানে আপুনি গুটি প্ৰসেসটো কৰিবলে মুঠই বহুত ইজি নহয় জানো
ইজি প্ৰসেস আমাৰ মেথডটো হল do it yourself ধৰণৰ মেথড do it yourself মানে নিজে ঘৰতে কৰি আৰ্ছেনিক কাম ফিল্টাৰ কাম কৰি আৰ্ছেনিকটো গুচাব পাৰে নিজে ঘৰতে চাহকাপ খোৱাৰ দৰে বা আঞ্জাখন বনোৱাৰ দৰে এটা ফিল্টাৰ ঘৰতে নিজে বনাই লৈ কেইটামান সাধাৰণ কেমিকেল ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি ঘৰতে চাহকাপ বনোৱাৰ দৰে পানীৰ পৰা আৰ্ছেনিকখিনি গুচাই ল'ব পাৰে
আৰু ইয়াৰ কাৰণে তিনিটা অতি কম খৰচী ঔষধ লাগে বা কেমিকেল লাগে ধৰি ল'ব পাৰে আৰু তাৰ এটা হৈছে আপোনাৰ খোৱা সোডা হা আৰু এটা হৈছে আপোনাৰ পটাছিয়াম পাৰমাংগানেট আৰু 3 নম্বৰটো হৈছে আইৰণৰ দ্ৰব্য তো ইয়াত তিনিটা ঔষধ বা কেমিকেল দ্ৰব্য এইকেইটা সহজলভ্য হয় তো এতিয়া আমি ধৰি ললো এটা 20 লিটাৰৰ বাকেট এটা ললো আৰু তলত আপোনাৰ এটো এটা ক্যান্ডেল থকা ফিল্টাৰ যিকোনো ফিল্টাৰে ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব পাৰো এটো দেইছনে কিন্তু আমাৰ মেইন পাৰপজটো হৈছে আৰ্ছেনিক নিলগনৰ ওপৰৰ ফিল্টাৰটোৱে তো তাৰ কাৰণে কি হ'ল প্ৰথমতে আমি কৰিলো কি এটো এটা খোৱা সোডা ঠিক আছে খোৱা সোডা 2 গ্ৰাম আমি 20 লিটাৰত দি দিলো তাৰ পাছত কি কৰিলো এটো চাওক আপোনাৰ পটাছিয়াম পাৰমাংগানেট পটাছিয়াম পাৰমাংগানেটটো আপুনি 5 পৰা 6 ড্ৰপ দিব পাৰে এটো আমি এনেকৈ দিলো 1 ড্ৰপ 2 ড্ৰপ 3 ড্ৰপ 4 ড্ৰপ 5 ড্ৰপ 6 ড্ৰপ তো এতিয়া আমি কি কৰিলো এডাল সহজতে পোৱা এডাল মাৰি আমি গুলি দিলো আপোনালোকে হয়তো ইয়াত দেখিব ভালকে চালে পানীখিনি অকমান কালাৰটো চেঞ্জ হৈছে ইয়াৰ পাছত আমি এটো হৈছে আইৰণৰ দ্ৰব্য দেই তো আইৰণৰ দ্ৰব্য আমি কি কৰিলো ইয়াত আপুনি এটা বেজিৰ সহায়ত 2 ml লৈ ললো এটো আপোনাৰ দুই ml লৈছে নে 2 ml হৈছে তো আমি দি দিলো এতিয়া আপুনি এটো লৰাই দিয়ক খুব সুন্দৰভাৱে 1.5 ঘণ্টাৰ পাছত তলিত এটা গেডৰ লেয়াৰ পৰি যাব এটা তৰপ পৰি যাব হা তাৰ পাছত কি কৰিলে পানীখিনি যেতিয়া গেটখিনি পৰি গল আৰু সেই গেটখিনিতে মানে আৰ্ছেনিকটো আইৰণৰ লগত মিক্স হৈ থাকে হল তাৰ পাছত আপুনি এই পানীখিনি 1.5 ঘণ্টাৰ পাছত এটো তলৰ ফিল্টাৰটোত যেটো ক্যান্ডেল থকা ফিল্টাৰ হওক বা আপুনি কিলবালি থকা ফিল্টাৰ কৰিলো এটোও ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব পাৰে ইয়াত আমি এৰি দিলো আমি আসলে আৰ্ছেনিক নিলগন ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি পেলাই যিকোনো এমাউন্টৰ পানী আমি আৰ্ছেনিক মুক্ত কৰিব পাৰো আৰ্ছেনিক আৰু আইৰণ মুক্ত কৰিব পাৰো আপুনি এটো 1 লাখ লিটাৰো কৰিব পাৰে 500 লিটাৰো কৰিব পাৰে 1000 লিটাৰো কৰিব পাৰে 10 লিটাৰো কৰিব পাৰে
Under the leadership of Dr. Robin Dutta, his project team, in collaboration with different government and NGOs, have installed thousands of arsenic filters in different arsenic-affected areas in Assam.
মই actually আউট অফ লিভিং নামৰ এটা আন্তঃৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় সংস্থাত জড়িত তেজপুৰ ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিৰ ডক্টৰ ৰবীন দত্ত কুমাৰ নেতৃত্বত গৱেষক দলৰ প্ৰশিক্ষণত মই এই আৰ্ছেনিক নিলগন পদ্ধতিটো শিকিছিলোঁ তেতিয়া মই সমাজত এটা নিজে 100% চিউৰ হৈ ফেলে সমাজত মই এই বিষয়টোক লৈ কেনেকৈ নিষেধ কৰিব পাৰি বা আৰ্ছেনিকটো ৰিমুভ কৰিব পাৰি তাক লৈ মই সমাজত কাম কৰি আছোঁ
From time to time, Dr. Dutta and his team organize awareness programs so that people can understand the danger and also can learn about filter technique. Due to his strong sense of social responsibility, Dr. Datta never charges any money from any household for using or teaching his filter technique. His dream is to eradicate the arsenic contamination in drinking water completely in the following years. This is not a fight for only one man, but for all of us. Because safe water is the key to a healthy life.
So viewers, with this we came to the end of today's program on Asiron Nilagond and understanding the climate change with Raj Phukon. Coming up, we have some new segment on science and technology and environment. So let's have a look.
Saturn now reigns as the solar system's moon king. Astronomers have found 20 new moons orbiting Saturn, bringing the planet's total number of moons to 82. That surpasses Jupiter, which has 79. The Minor Planet Center, part of the International Astronomical Union, announced Saturn's new Moon King status on October 7, 2019. Scientists discovered the new moons using the Subaru telescope atop Mauna Kea, a dormant volcano in Hawaii. In September 2019, at a media briefing, Union Ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Prakash Javadekar announced that a complete and a total ban of e-cigarettes. There have been several studies and reports on the harmful health effects of e-cigarettes. Some of them include damage in DNA, carcinogenesis or the formation of cancer, cellular, molecular, and immunological toxicity, respiratory, cardiovascular and neurological disorders, and adverse impact on the fetal development of pregnancy. In a latest study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta, researchers detected vitamin E acetate as one of the harmful ingredients in e-cigarettes. It was found in every sample of lung fluid collected from the 29 patients suffering from the severe illness due to vaping. The 2019 Nobel Prize in Chemistry has been awarded to John B. Goodenough, M. Stanley Whittingham and Akira Yoshino for the development of lithium-ion batteries, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences announced on Wednesday. The Nobel Foundation said that the Nobel laureates have laid the foundation of a wireless, fossil fuel-free society. Lithium-ion batteries have revolutionized the world of technology. The batteries power everyday products such as smartphones, laptops, and even electric vehicles.